Welcome to Herp Talk Radio. I'm your host Matthew, and with me as always
is me, Peggy.
welcome to the show. It's been a while since me and Peggy have been on the podcast. A lot's happened actually.
Yeah,
We
two or
went,
3 weeks.
yeah, I'm going with this is the third week. If we would have skipped, we would have missed 3 of them.
Ah,
So, yeah,
yeah,
it's been a while.
yeah, but you've been busy.
Oh yes, very very busy.
Yes,
What
Get,
what have you
getting a
been?
lot of getting a lot in the queue. I hear.
Yeah, you've been pretty busy too with a whole
Oh,
incubator full of
yeah,
snappers and
yeah. My
yeah.
contact on with South Dakota Game and Fish gave me a call and said, "Hey, do you want to rescue some common snapper eggs that are in the way of some landscape stabilization at a homeowner's place?" And I said, "Wow, okay. Digging down to a native dug nest. This will be interesting because I'm like, oh gosh, I'm gonna be scared. I'm gonna break things. I'm gonna, And but it Joel took stills and video of the whole operation, and the landowner had lined the dig where the snapper had laid the eggs, and but I still had a problem, and I'm just looking for that little pocket of air, and finally found it, and I was surprised that the hole she dug didn't wasn't so much flask shape. It was like a bowl.
Hmm.
And instead of like the painted turtle that I have, how she digs hers and how I see on YouTube. And so it was 32 eggs. And I thought, oh, well, I'll have
That's a
maybe,
crazy amount.
I thought we'll have only, 10 to 15 because they said she was only the size of a tea saucer, kind of, when she held up her hands and showed me the diameter of the shell. And that she remembered seeing. And it was 4 days after she had laid, so I know I had to be really delicate with the eggs. By that time, if they were fertile, the embryos would start, so I couldn't rotate the eggs. So I brought my trusty, road egg rescue kit, which has a marker in it. I marked the top of the eggs as I gingerly lifted them out of the nest and put them in the hatching medium that I had set up already, which is vermiculite and perlite mix. And yeah, I kept counting and counting. And I lost this count. I said, oh, heck, I'm just going to get the operation done. And then after we had them all, in the dishes, then, we could count them 32. But
Holy
well,
cow.
actually 33, I did break one. And
Oh
I
man.
was afraid of that. And I comforted myself with thinking that, well, they could have been all dug up by raccoon or all eaten by gophers or ants or who knows what.
And you got 32 of them.
Yeah, yeah. I was a novice. I was, like, oh my gosh, this is the first native nest I'm digging down to. And I've learned the technique from my one breeding female that I have in my small little Western painted collection. But yeah, it was nerve wracking for me to do that. But so I got the incubator set up at 82 degrees, so they should hatch in 60 to 70 days. And well, yeah, we'll see what we get. And the Game and Fish said they want to, as soon as they start pipping, I'm going to bring them over to the Rapid City outdoor campus, and people can watch them from the pipping stage, break out of their, eggshell and start um, crawling around and being the little dragons that they are.
That'll be super cool to see.
Yeah, I've never seen it. So I mean, for snapping turtles, and I thought, and I don't, anybody correct me if I'm wrong, Matthew. I've never seen snapping turtle eggs, and and I thought they were going to be the size of ping pong balls, and the there was like five that are the diameter of a quarter, and then the rest seem to be the diameter of a nickel. I didn't expect them to be that small.
That is, yeah, that doesn't make sense to me either. But I would
Yeah,
I would expect a little bigger.
yeah.
But
from the
Uh,
hatchlings that I
I don't know.
see.
The only eggs I've ever had are leopard gecko eggs in my
Oh,
hand anyway, and
mm-hmm.
those are smaller than a quarter
Oh,
for
okay.
sure. I think
Okay.
two of them could fit on a quarter maybe,
Wow. Yeah, because out
or
of
close to it.
the painted turtle eggs that I've hatched, they're about an inch and a half long and about 3/4 of an inch wide, and they appeared bigger in volume than these little snapper eggs. And I just and yeah, I mean, yeah, she's a small female, but I thought like with painted turtles, the first year they start egg laying, they may be a small and only lay 2 to 3 eggs, and then the next year they're a bit bigger, they lay 4 eggs, and then the next they just keep laying more eggs, but they're all the same size. From what from my little virgin turtle to now an egg layer. Um, that's what I've noticed in her, and from the reports that I hear from many breeders. But the snapping turtle, I mean, do bigger snapping turtles lay
Yeah.
bigger eggs? I don't know.
I yeah, I wouldn't be able to tell you. The one thing that I was interested in is you guys have been told for turtles not to roll the eggs.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
Okay. So
Yes.
snake people have been told the exact same thing. You
Mm.
don't roll the egg because the embryo attaches.
Mm-hmm.
This I can't say for turtles, but this has been proven false in snakes. You
Oh.
can roll the eggs. You can drop them on the ground in the tub as long as they don't break. They'll be okay.
Mm-hmm.
They will be okay.
No.
Um,
From what
Dr.
I.
Zach
Oh,
Loafman at Liberty University,
okay.
he did a study on it with corn snake eggs
Oh, okay.
and actually like rotated them at X intervals to see if they would, and yeah,
Interesting.
everything hatched just like it
Wow.
should have. So
Well, I will have to ask more of the breeders what their experience is, because I'm a novice at this. I mean, this is my first, I have one breeding female that I raised from a juvenile, and this is the first time that I've, really been, you know, um, watching her do the test digs, and, then abandoning them and then coming back the next day and doing a little bit deeper. And I'm like, oh, come on, just lay. you all these other eggs that I've had have been from finding, sadly, the road killed female painted turtles and harvesting what eggs are still intact and hatching those. And um, so yeah, so I'm quite new at this.
yeah, no, and that's science. Everyone was new sometime.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So it.
Everyone has the little bit different take on how to do it too. Um,
Mm-hmm.
the I've only used like hatch right, which
Yeah.
you don't
Mm-hmm.
mix with water. You just put it
Oh.
in. And then when I was down in South Carolina, which we'll get to, Jake
Mm-hmm.
said that he's going to straight peat moss and
Oh.
sphagnum moss, and that's it.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
Because
For
they
snakes.
for shit snakes and
Mm-hmm.
just incubating in that. Because
I tried
where do
that.
they incubate? You know,
Mm-hmm.
they don't put it in vermiculite in the wild. So
Right. I tried the sphagnum. Within 2 weeks, it had molded, and it was supposed to be, sphagnum's supposed to be a mold retardant, some
yeah.
chemical makeup in the plant, and I didn't find that to be true. And so, but I had to keep the humidity at about 80% so that the eggs didn't dent, and maybe turtle eggs are hatched at higher humidities. I mean, what is it for snakes?
You lower it as towards the end.
Okay.
Um, but like 85. I
Oh,
want to say
even.
80 and 80, like 85 and 85 for
Oh, okay.
pythons.
Okay. Hmm.
They just need to stay humid, not like wet.
Right.
You get it as humid as you can without causing water droplets to start forming on the top of the container. Once you
Okay.
have water droplets forming on the top of the container, it's too wet and it needs air.
Oh, interesting.
And
Okay.
then you can't seal the cage either,
Right.
like, because they breathe, the eggs do.
Right.
Yeah.
Of course. Yep. Yep. Got all that down. Yeah.
So you started a GoFundMe, which I did share on Instagram.
Oh, great. Thank you. Yeah. It's I've got at least 7 babies to release, juveniles that are little bit over 3 inches. One's over 4 inches. She's a real tank that's growing amazingly large. And what's holding me back is my vet said, the Game and Fish insists that because they've been, captive raised, even though I haven't kept them with any tropical species, not even any exotic plants from aquarium stores or anything like that. The only plants that they were with is when they were freshly hatched, and I put them in about an inch of water and local caught aquatic plants from local, lake that their mother had crawled out of, and so that but they still want them to be. I bring them, all the turtles I'm going to release, and because they've been kept in the same husbandry, he just has to check one for bacterial and.
Oh no, you muted, Pegs. The mute button at the bottom. On the bottom left. Let me try and unmute you. I can't unmute your mic. Your mic isn't connected. Oh no.
Hello?
There
Test?
you are. Nice. We're back. Oh, and then we lose Pegs. Awesome possum. So I guess I'll talk about my little journey since I'm alone now. Oh, hey, Pegs is back.
Yay.
Hopefully.
Can you hear me?
Yay! Yes, I can.
I don't know
I was
why.
gonna have to go and do a monologue, and I don't like doing monologues.
I don't know why it did that. Nothing came unplugged. It's just odd.
Yeah, StreamYard's acting a little funky today.
And so, I have to come up with a bet estimated $300 to $500 to release these animals after, checking over the brood and the lab work that has to be done. So I'm like, I can't. That's beyond hobbyist.
Yeah, no. If I'm paying $500, it's for a rodent order or it's for some more animals.
And I don't need any more animals. I just
you keep getting those for free anyway, Pegs.
Yeah. So that's what I've decided to do. And I said I got to get, and I told that to Jen, my Game and Fish contact, and I said, okay, I need more tubs. I don't anticipate that we're going to have any, moving the animals from a desiccated pond, because our rains have been really good, and ponds that had been dried for a couple of years are pretty full now. So I don't think that's going to be on my plate this summer. I hope that I don't have to, get out the gear to remove turtles and move them to other places. We have been seeing a lot of roadkill of snakes and turtles, though. So far, the 3 turtles that we have found, they were killed after they had laid their eggs. They still had proto eggs. You could see their ovaries of the eggs that were to be laid in the future. But they did bury their eggs somewhere, and then as they were coming back to the pond or lake, they were run over. So that's going to be on my plate.
Oh man.
And, those kind of rescues. And also it's the building season, and just like the snapper eggs, if the landowner sees a nest being buried where they're going to be doing a lot of disturbance of the ground, I will be called to go and collect those eggs again.
Well, that's probably likely, isn't it? Because did you remove the snapper, the mom, or just the eggs?
Just the eggs. She
might be back.
Yeah.
To lay more eggs. Because that's what turtles do, right? They come back to lay eggs.
Yeah, in 3 weeks. And by that time, they will have, that landowner tells me they will have the bank stabilized with the rock work, and I'm sure she will like, well, I'm not going to lay there again. She'll have to, you know, and they're hoping she will lay beyond their necessary landscaping, um, to you know, so they can watch her lay again and then monitor the nest and then watch, the babies hatch and their march to the stream. And they have a lovely, lovely stream going through their property. Some of it is, 6-foot pools, lots of fish.
Oh
You
man,
know,
that's cool.
yeah. And there was this one log there. I swear to God, looks like a gator. And I go, hey, you should carve that, make it look more like a gator. But yeah, it's and beavers. I was surprised that beavers were in that location in the Black Hills. So it was, yeah, they have quite the
Huh.
wildlife to sit there on their back porch and watch.
That yeah,
So
you gotta have a pond out here because the water brings the life
yeah,
in a lot more.
yeah, and so the GoFundMe
Are you?
page, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
the GoFundMe page is on my Black Hills Turtle Forum Facebook page. I've advertised it, and then also on my Instagram, Detmers Studios um, page, and here, yeah. So um, I should maybe
Yeah, and we'll surely be.
I could put a link here,
Oh,
I guess,
go
and
for
over
it.
in the chat. So
Yeah,
now
there's a link on
that's
YouTube.
yeah. So your chats have been or chats, your travels have been quite extensive. I want to really hear about all that.
Oh man, yes.
Are we having a
What a
delay here?
gorgeous traveling time it was. Oh, I'm
Yeah.
scrolling through photos. That's my
Oh,
issue.
okay. Okay.
I'm trying to get to the beginning of the trip so I can maybe share some
Oh,
photos.
ooh, great. That'll spur some questions on my part.
I think there is a little bit of a delay as well.
uh,
But that's
okay.
probably because I'm scrolling through a million photos.
I see.
Yeah, so please bear with the silence while I try and get to the beginning of a 2.5 week endeavor.
Yeah, so I can fill
Alright.
here. Oh, you ready? Okay.
Yeah, I think so. I'll have to find photos as we go. But anyway, so the whole idea and the premise we want to leave the Black Hills and South Dakota. It is too dry here for us.
Eh,
We wanted to get a little more wet and a little more humidity. East River is terrible, so we need a little more heat too.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
No, what do
so
you
we
what?
decided,
Okay, question right away.
okay,
I like the dryness. The humid is so hard on furniture, and yeah. And so, what do you like about the dryness, other than the forest fires?
I feel like it's cooler because you're wet and you sweat and then the sweat evaporates, whereas here I don't sweat
Oh,
because it's
really?
just gone the instant I start sweating. Like gone. I don't sweat here.
Huh.
So the ability to remain cool, also the trees. Like there's a ton of shade. Like you're driving your car down the street and you're driving through a tunnel of trees half the time.
That's true.
So if it's 90 degrees but you're in the shade, it's a lot better than 85 out by the Badlands where you can't get out of the sun at all.
Yeah.
Um so anyway, our first real stop was was your good buddy's place, Patrick.
Oh,
Who we've
yeah.
had on the show before.
Mm-hmm.
And I went and saw some of his collection.
Excellent.
Hang on.
Yeah, some of those come from my little girl.
So there's me with a turtle.
Oh, cool. Oh my. Yeah, you do have quite the the photos.
Yeah, these are Patrick's setups. I think these setups are really awesome.
Mm-hmm.
There's got to be 500 gallons there probably,
Oh
maybe
my.
300.
Wow.
But they're like 4.5 foot by 4.5 foot boxes.
Wow. And how
Just
deep?
and he's got, well, that's up to my waist, so
Wow.
well, 3.5, 4 feet deep, I'd guess. The boys couldn't
Nice.
even see into it.
Oh my.
Here's some of the baby turtles. Peggy, you're gonna be more of a help on what that is than me. I think
Oh,
that's a
let's
clown.
see. I have to make it larger. Yes, that is looks like a clown
A
red ear
midge.
slider from the Clive line.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, and it's a really well proven line that some clowns do not reproduce their color, and this is called the Clive line after the original breeder, and it is a very well received, well liked, um, beautiful line of red ear sliders.
Yeah, they were, and so were the Mitch lines. Here's one of your babies. I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
This is his only
yes.
painted turtle he had, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing this is one of your babies or
Yeah.
product progeny
Yeah.
from you, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. I had given him one of the brothers to my clown, and because he has a lot more space to help me prove out this gene than I do, and he bred it to a female that he had raised, and so now he's having babies out of my clown's brother, just as I'm now having babies out of my clown's brother, and I'm sending him the progeny out of my female and my clown's brother, because like I said, I don't have the space and I want to prove out this gene. My scientific curiosity is more of why I'm into this, not in actually marketing turtles. And this must be one of his eastern painted clowns, is that right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, by the
I
scoot
don't know if that
alignment.
one.
Yeah, by the
Yeah, I
scoot.
think so.
Yeah, the scoot
Sorry.
alignment. Yeah, the scoot alignment shows that it should be an eastern painted clown. Um, really nice hypomelanistic. Oh yeah, then you see the face. Yes, it definitely in eastern painted. Oh, and there is an
But
albino red ear.
yeah, those are his son. Oh, there's some fancy name for those ones. He's
Okay.
having problems getting them breeding. Sun.
Oh,
I want to say sun. I
see
want to
now.
say sun kissed, but that's corn snakes, and that's not right.
Maybe a lemon yellow or
Yeah,
oh,
lemon.
okay.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
He had. He only had 4 ponds set up in there for
Mm-hmm.
breeding, anyway.
Okay.
Um,
Wow.
and I do have a nice little short video I could probably pull
Oh,
of us
nice.
walking around.
And Patrick is Southern Sliders is what he goes by.
Yeah, it's at Southern Sliders on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
He has got some killer turtles.
Yeah. Oh my.
Oh, we camped every single night. Every night we were
Wow.
outside. This is in Tennessee.
Wow.
Every morning we were outside.
Oh,
We went
beautiful.
we went to Nashville after Patrick's house
Oh,
cuz
wow.
you have to do Nashville if you're in Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
The Titans Stadium. I'm not a super big sports fan, but I think this is pretty cool that it's just right on the
Wow.
river.
Wow.
Oh man, I'm always sharing all my kid pics instead of just the normal ones. And here's my kid.
And
Here's my kid again.
there's a gator in that water, right? Yeah.
No, not in that water. Oh, the Smoky Mountains.
Oh, yeah, it is lush there.
Oh, yes. Oh man, we don't need to listen to that.
More power to you to
Oh,
have
there was a
two.
total. Oh, she was not happy. We had to stop. very shortly
Three.
after that. They had like this
Wait.
10-mile long tourist trap of
Oh
just
my.
like themed thing after themed thing
Oh my.
after themed thing, an
Oh my
upside
gosh.
down
Even oh,
house.
look at looks like Mount Rushmore back there.
Yeah.
Only of famous country singers, I assume. Something like that.
It must be. And then there's Hollywood. Like, no, this was crazy.
Oh,
This
okay.
reminded me of like Hill City, but 10 miles of Hill City.
No,
Um,
Keystone. Hill
yeah,
City.
Keystone, but
Yeah.
10 miles of it.
Yeah. Yeah, Hill City's more of a gallery town. Keystone's more of a souvenir tourist town. Yeah.
Just the view.
Wow. Wow, that is pretty.
Yeah, it was gorgeous. I apologize for anyone right now listening on the podcast and not in on YouTube. So if this is going to be a pretty YouTube heavy episode, I'm guessing you're going to want the visuals because we're just going, ooh, that's pretty. Look at this.
It's
um,
I'll narrate. Lush trees in a very nice southern smoky mountain scene with nice clouds that you just smell the moisture. There, how's that sound?
that sounds good. So as we were getting to the top, of course it was foggy,
Oh,
but it was really crazy. So apparently, I did not know this, but apparently when you drive through the Smoky Mountains north to south, you actually drive from Tennessee into North Carolina.
oh,
So
okay.
this is Tennessee,
Mm-hmm.
and then the GPS said, "Welcome to North Carolina,"
Oh, ooh, pretty. Okay,
and the sun came out. And there
okay.
were no more clouds in the sky. They were just rolling over the top of the mountain, all carelessly.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, and
It
how?
was just clear.
Wow.
I don't know if that's like I have no idea why that happened, if it was just the day or if that's normal, but
Well,
it was gorgeous.
we find that a lot, when it's cloudy here in Rockerville, and then we check the road cameras. I go, well, it's sunny again up in Hill City, so let's go have lunch up there. So
Got
it
some
must be a
elk,
happening there. Ooh, well,
nice big elk butt.
a butt shot. Yeah,
There's one running right in front of my face.
yeah. It looks like
Pretty good picture.
a cow yearling or almost 2 year old.
Oh, there were people like getting out trying to pet these things.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh
But they were
my!
like tame as tame could be too. Like
Yeah, but you
I
never
don't
know.
no, no, you don't do that.
No, they could hoof you and gut you so
So
quickly.
quickly. Look at that. There's just
Wow. So
everywhere it's
if you
green.
if you go hiking, you need a machete.
No, but be prepared to pull ticks off of you,
Oh,
which is fine.
yeah.
I hate bugs. This is where we woke up in the morning, and I told you this earlier, Peggy, but and I think I said it on Snakes and Stogies too, but I woke up in Tennessee to this
Wow.
shot right here.
Nice.
Gorgeous shot. Right?
Beautiful, beautiful
Yeah.
green meadow with
Yeah.
mist in the trees surrounding the meadow. It's gorgeous.
And I felt very similar as I did up in the hills.
Oh, nice.
In like the feeling of the area was
Yeah.
very similar to that of Custer, Hill
Mm-hmm.
City, Keystone.
Yeah.
Again, that touristy hill
Mm-hmm.
town because it
Mm-hmm.
is.
Mm-hmm.
And then the clouds started
Oh,
to rise away a little bit.
beautiful. Well, they are coming out with a Lyme disease shot, so you can go and get all the ticks you want.
Oh, that was terrible. I have stories I cannot tell on this about ticks.
Okay, let's not hear it. I
Jake
don't want
knows.
I don't want nightmares.
Oh, then we ended up playing in these people's yard. We used Hip Camp the whole time we were camping, which is an app. Wow.
Okay.
Hip
Oh,
Camp, which is an app that you can download, and like people rent out their backyards.
oh
So like you could
my.
sign up and rent out your backyard to like 3 tenters max,
Mm-hmm.
and then if they're just passing through the area, they pull you up on the app and buy it, come over.
Wow.
So we
Wow.
stayed in people's backyards pretty much the whole time, which
Amazing.
was fun,
Wow.
camping out. And a lot of them were like oh, we got 25 acres, you're back on that far, far corner.
Wow.
So it's not like we were intruding on anyone.
Wow, that's something.
I mean, look at that. This
Wow.
is just in a park in Greensboro, North
Nice.
Carolina.
Yeah,
Lots of family pics. We'll get out of those. I'm looking for the frog. I found this was the first herp of the trip.
oh yeah.
This little toad
Oh, there.
right
Yep, there
here.
he is. Oh, that's so
That
cute.
that was the first one that we saw of the whole trip that wasn't in captivity.
Oh my.
Then we went go-kart racing, which was a brilliant idea because we had already been in the car
Mm.
driving for for 4 days. So why not get a
Drive some
break from
more.
driving in the car by driving some more? Yes, exactly.
Well, at least the kids
uh,
could take out their frustration behind the wheel.
yeah, no, and one of them almost killed a guy, but
Ooh, what?
he was on
Okay.
the little carts. Like they had carts for every age.
Oh,
So
okay.
like the youngest boy who can operate a cart, not the
Mm-hmm.
baby, of course. He
Mm-hmm.
was going on the little track, and then there was a guy working on the other go karts, and the
Mm-hmm.
lady was like, "All right, pull it in and stop." And he, like, there was a guy working. I
Oh,
gotta pull up. I gotta pull up my camera here for visual effect. Um, there was a guy working on. Oh, not that.
oops.
That's for later. What is going on? Can I just get back to this? Oh, there we go. It's that easy. My goodness. I need to learn how to operate this stuff. Um,
You're rusty. It's been 3 weeks.
so, yeah. So there were two cars parked, and he
Mm-hmm.
was going around, and the guy was in between the two cars, working on the
Mm-hmm.
front one,
Oh
and he
no.
just came around in to stop, and he didn't stop, and whack right into the back of the car. This dude jumped out of the way. Oh, it was great. It was great.
So,
So funny.
did they get him a ticket for drinking and
No.
driving?
No.
Did he was he
He
having
shouldn't
no
have been
fun?
working on a car when a 4-year-old was operating a car on the track. That was
Well,
not smart.
yeah, I agree there.
I
Uh,
mean, it's one thing if you're paying attention, but when he gets told to park it, I don't
oh, we have a
know if
delay.
he knows how to brake. He sure knows how to go, though, which is not a problem. Right. Back to fun photos of a trip. If I can do
I'm
it.
smiling too much.
There we go. Nice.
Hmm?
That's good. So we went to Little River Exotics
Oh,
in just outside of Myrtle Beach. I'd call it Myrtle Beach, but their address isn't technically Myrtle Beach. It's just north
okay.
of. Um,
Hmm.
so we
Cute.
stopped in. I was just like, "Hey, what you got?"
Are
Um,
those little leopard tortoises?
they are little leopard tortoises.
Cute.
And then
Oh
she
my.
just hatched 4 baby ball
Wow.
pythons the day before we showed up.
Wow, that bottom one is so silvery
Yeah,
and
it is.
lavender, or just silvery. It's hard to see.
I almost took that one home.
I could see why.
I almost took it home.
Oh my.
I
I gotta enlarge the screen on that one.
I can zoom
Wow.
in too.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, that thing is gorgeous.
Dang.
I
What do
I
they call
almost
that color?
I can't remember what morph she said it was. It's a
Wow.
blue-eyed leucistic combo complex.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's a blue-eyed Lucy. So I think it might be like a lesser
Wow.
ghost. I don't know, a lesser something or a muha. I don't know. I don't know ball
Wow.
pythons.
Wow. That
She
one.
told me what it was, and
I think that's got to be the prettiest snake that I've ever been drawn to.
there's her big leopard tortoise.
Oh, I want one of those so bad.
I should have just picked one up. African bullfrog.
Oh, how big is that thing?
Um, it was probably 6 inches.
Wow, that's amazing. 30 to 45 years.
Yeah, I didn't know
Wow.
that either. Euromastics,
Hmm.
a crying baby. Crying babies pop up a lot. And then we got to Charleston, South Carolina,
Oh, beautiful.
and watched the sunset
Yeah, that's where.
over all the river delta,
Wow.
which is super cool.
Yeah, that's where my veterinary friends had a veterinary down there. Then they moved to Texas.
Um, Kelly likes to take a lot of pictures of the sky sometimes.
Yeah, pretty.
So do I.
Lovely
So
sunsets or morning.
yes, they were.
More.
This was where was this? Oh, this was the campsite just outside
Oh
of
wow!
Charleston.
And there weren't any gators in that.
There might have been. I don't know. We were too worried about the ants
The
because
ant.
there was an ant nuptial flight when we showed up. Right when we showed up, an ant nuptial flight took place, and I'm
Oh,
not kidding you. I'm trying to set up the tent, and there's hundreds of thousands of ants
oh.
flying around, ripping each other's wings off, like
Oh.
full on, yeah, full
And
on mating ritual. And
and
I
were
couldn't even identify what kind of ants they were.
wow.
I
How
have no idea.
were they? Little red ones or big black ones or
They were tan.
tan? I don't know if
Yeah.
I've seen
And they
those.
had a really their the bottom of their abdomen was serrated.
Oh,
So like almost like a mealworm pupa. You know
okay.
how the mealworm pupa the
Right.
yeah,
Yes.
it's got those little grooves almost.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
Wow.
I could not figure it out.
How long were they?
Uh, 3/4 of an inch, maybe an inch.
What?
Yeah,
Wow.
probably through uh 5/8 to an inch, somewhere in that general
Jeez.
vicinity. They were
Wow.
good sized. That like serrated vertebra, their tail
Abdomen.
end
Yeah.
piece is what really had me confused. And then we saw our first palm trees, which these aren't
Uh,
palm trees, but these are palmettos. And
palmetto.
they are all over.
Oh, wow.
And then we went to Cold Blooded Caffeine,
Oh,
and I did an interview with them,
which we are going to have.
which is scheduled right now. Well, not right now. Me and Peggy are still talking, but once we get done.
Once we get done, yeah, you get to meet the guys of cold-blooded caffeine.
Yeah, their little setup with their one animal in it at this moment.
Nice.
Kelly went to a park with the kids while I recorded the podcast, as you can see by the pictures of the park and the kids, and then the podcast setup. And
Uh-huh.
then Kelly got lost.
Ooh.
She apparently put the wrong thing in the GPS and went the
Oh.
exact opposite way of cold
Oh.
blooded caffeine.
Oh no.
So I was standing in there for like 45 minutes, waiting for Kelly to come back from the park that was 2 miles away,
Oh my.
while the guys are trying to do work and not trying to be rude and kick me out, but like
Uh,
they gotta do stuff too.
oh yeah.
So it was that little awkward, I'll just sit here, don't worry about me, man.
Hey, well, excuse me, but you neglected to. There was an aquarium sitting there. What was in
Oh
the
yeah.
aquarium?
Clownfish.
Okay,
And this is a coffee plant.
that's interesting.
It was in their window.
Does it smell like coffee, or only the bean smells like coffee?
I would guess it would have to be fruiting,
Okay.
because I didn't put my nose to it. Again, I was already in an awkward position standing there. I didn't need to be sniffing the coffee plant.
Or rolling it and smoking it.
Yeah, that too. Oh. And then we hit the real swamp.
Oh my.
You know, the swamp.
Wow. Is that? Oh, okay.
That is somewhere between Charleston and Buford.
Where the gators are.
Yeah, probably out there. I didn't see any out there. Here's a
Wow, that
cool
is
agave place.
huge. Wow, that is a huge
Yeah,
agave.
I think that's it's
Agave?
almost
Agave?
downtown. Agave? I
Dang.
don't know. And then we got to South Carolina and Buford, where we got to hang out with the THN guys, i.e., Justin Smith, Jacob Bratz. Oh, those. And then I hung out
Uh-huh.
on Snakes and Stogies with Phil Wolf, too.
Cool.
So Jake took us out, and our first find was this super cool coned
Wow. Of a
Um,
snail?
snail. Yeah,
Wow.
I've never seen
A land
snails.
snail.
Yeah, not like that. We have
Yeah.
snails here. I've seen them, but they're just small and like coily.
Mm-hmm.
Not. And then they had toads everywhere.
Oh, cute. Toads are
Everywhere.
so cute.
They are
Yeah.
everywhere. They're
Oh, wow.
like, if it rains just right down there,
Hmm.
I guess that like it's just a toad, like you're just driving on toads.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like I don't understand. And then another toad, a baby. Jake's parents have cats.
Oh,
This is
yeah.
one of their cats, but they also have this really, really cool outdoor cat pen, which I think is a
Oh,
brilliant idea. I do see some problems with it, but it keeps the cats inside this
nice.
contained area.
Oh,
And the
nice.
top of the fence, if we can get in here, these little bars,
Okay.
if the cat tries to climb up, the bars just come down.
What? What do you
Yeah,
mean?
this bar right here at the tip folds
Uh-huh.
down towards the pole if a cat
Okay.
climbs up it. So they fall down and they can't
Oh,
get out.
okay.
But
Interesting.
the other issue is if a raccoon climbs on the outside of it and comes
Oh,
in, it will get in and it won't get out.
oh.
But they haven't had that issue yet. This is just a brilliant idea. Keep your cats not free range. Like,
Yeah. Right. So they have
yeah.
a cattery, or what they call
Yeah, an outdoor
yeah,
cattery.
yeah. Oh,
And
that's a
here's a
cute,
little
teeny little tree
little
frog, or
frog. I don't know. It was
oh,
yeah, it was yellow. Jake said he's never really seen a yellow frog. Smitty said it
cute.
was a cricket frog, maybe.
Oh,
Um,
oh. Yeah, we have some similar like that here.
ground skinks.
Yeah. Oh, wow, you caught a wild ground skink.
Oh,
Cute.
that might be an anole. That's the anole. We did
Okay.
catch a ground skink. I didn't get a picture of it.
Oh,
There's the
okay.
sky again. Oh man, I'm missing a whole bunch of photos from this day because Jake took them all. That's an egret, a great
Oh,
egret.
nice.
That's a gator.
Ah.
That's another great egret. There's a gator. And then I'm pretty sure there's coming up, there's a picture of me trying to take a picture of a gator, but my phone screen's dead, so I couldn't see it.
Oh,
Let's get that
I know.
off of the screen. Heck yeah. This was super cool to
Oh, yeah,
watch.
that sounds, yeah.
Let me see if I got the video. Is this one the video?
No,
No.
those look like anoles. Is that right?
Those are anoles, yes.
Yeah.
I thought I had a video. Apparently I
Um,
don't.
oh,
I did make a video of him head bobbing at her and
yeah. I know you took one. You sent one.
yeah, no, I posted one on Instagram. I thought I
Yeah.
had it though. And then
Okay.
there's this turtle.
Oh, yeah.
Pegs, can you help me out? What kind of turtle is this?
It
Is this
it
just a
looks
mud
like
turtle?
it looks like a cooter of, of some sort. See, there's so many East Coast southern species that I should more familiarize myself with.
These turtles were the only turtles out there.
Oh, I'm
This
sure
was a
there's some.
WMA that we went to find
Mhm.
all these animals. A wildlife
Def-
management area.
Okay.
The pine cones, Pegs, the pine cones.
Wow. Those are huge.
Those are real pine cones.
Those look like they're 5 times the size of our pine cones.
If not more. I was hitting them in the truck, and Landon was like, "What's getting kicked up?" Because
Uh-huh.
they are massive,
Wow. Yeah, those you can turn into Christmas trees if you just paint them and glitter them up.
right? I mean, it's just look at that. You can't walk.
Ooh,
Go
there's this.
walk out. Go walk out there, Pegs.
No,
You're
no,
no one's walking through that. No one is.
no.
There's a gator.
Yeah, that's a good shot.
Oh, that was my favorite part. Waking up every
Oh, that
morning.
is the best shot of the gator through the flowers.
Yep. Thank
Yeah.
you, Kelly.
That is so nice.
Oh man,
Whee!
I just oh the
I
waking
think,
up. I woke up every morning
oh
early and went out and drove just to see gators.
wow.
Every morning
That
I
looks
was
like
out.
there's a little turtle sitting on the back of that gator. Did you see that? Right up
Yep, I'll
there.
zoom in here. Right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Like basking on a gator.
Good
Well, at least he's at the
place to
right,
bask.
yeah, at the right end. He can't reach him back there.
A
Oh,
great egret.
wow. That is an interesting tree. Wow. Snag or whatever. Yeah, it looks like a great egret. That looks like an
Let's.
anhinga.
Yeah, you might be right there. I don't know that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, that's an anhinga
Oh,
bird.
here's a better view of it.
Ooh, nice. Oh my. Ah.
Heck yeah. Yeah.
And now
I'm
a
gonna let this
copperhead?
video play. So this it's kicking us out.
Oh.
No, come on. Just,
Hmm.
there we go.
I'm almost positive this thing's gravity.
Yeah, no, that thing is gorgeous. Okay. Well, did you see that or no?
Yeah, yeah. The was that a copperhead?
Yes, it was. It was a copperhead that Smitty freed from a garden netting, which
Oh,
we had a
that's
great
right.
talk about on Snakes and Stogies of what is the better way to. I think this is a real question. What is the better way to herp? Smitty did community outreach to get that snake,
Hmm.
and reached out to his neighbors, and his neighbors had to put up some garden netting, and he had to go cut the thing out of it. So is that more herping or less herping than like going out and driving a road all day? I don't know. This is a good discussion topic, is what it is.
It's serious herping.
Yeah, I mean, both ways got the job done. So,
Yeah.
let me see if I can get my screen back up to present. Can't play videos, that's for sure. Um, then me and Jake road cruised 3
Oh,
of these
wow.
beautiful bad boys.
Oh, what is that? I gotta
That's a
get,
copperhead.
okay, I gotta make it enlarge my screen here. Oh, yeah. Nice.
These things were purple right
Oh,
here.
really?
Purple.
Oh my.
Uh, Gorgeous. There was 3 of them that we found. Honestly, I
Wow.
took some really terrible shots.
So they were warming up on the
Um,
pavement in the night? On the
no, they were just
blacktop?
crossing the road. We
Oh,
drove
okay.
by right when they were crossing the street.
Oh, wow.
That's it's all luck. This
Wow.
looks exactly like a garter snake, but it is not.
Yeah. What is that? It looks like our
This,
reticulated garter snake.
yeah, it looks exactly like a garter snake. It is not. It is a ribbon snake,
Oh, okay.
and that is as big as they get.
Oh, you're kidding me.
They're
Wow.
just little. They're in the same genus as garter snakes,
Okay.
Thamnophis,
Oh,
but
okay.
they're smaller.
Hmm.
And then we went to the beach.
Oh.
The beach is still in my car. Um, it's been a week since I've been at the beach, and the beach is still in my car.
Oh my.
Yeah, just
Well,
gorgeous.
we have buffalo dung in our car from being at Custer State Park.
The ocean was ripping.
Oh wow.
It was ripping bad.
Oh,
These
serious.
pictures aren't doing it justice.
Wow. Oh,
Cute
cutie.
little baby. So when I was standing like here where the top of this wave is,
Uh-huh.
the water would come up to my knees.
Wow.
And this big wave right here
Uh,
came up past my waist.
Ooh. It looks, yeah.
It was ripping.
Wow.
We didn't go swimming,
No.
to say the least.
Ooh, look at all
Yeah,
the
there's so
the
many seashells.
fun things after the tides. Yes.
Well, and the tide was just starting to go out too, so
Oh, that could be dangerous.
yeah, we weren't going swimming.
Ooh, is that a crab or a spider?
Oh, yes, we found 2 crabs on the beach. We found this one,
Oh, so
which was
cute.
bigger. I didn't know if they could pinch me, so I wasn't about picking them up. And then I got this guy, and I figured out they
Oh,
can pinch
cute.
you, but their little pinchers are so small, I don't think it would. I mean, it could hurt, but
And
it's
you
not
never
like
know.
it's not like it's gonna take my finger with it.
It could poison you for all you know,
Yeah, that is very true. Here's a group of I
Brown
don't know what.
pelicans. Yeah, those are
There you
brown
go, Pegs.
pelicans. I love those.
A
When we-
seashell. Here we
Yeah,
go. Here's all the birds.
another
That is a
egret.
snowy egret,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. All the ibises. Like, you
Oh, yeah,
can't
those
tell,
are
but like
interesting.
every white dot is a bird, and there are thousands of
Wow.
them in that tree. I would love to have been able to actually get a picture to understand, but like, there's a bird, 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 there's a bird.
It looks like
It's
there's
all
20
bird,
birds right there in that little
it,
frame.
if not more.
Yeah. Oh, that's a nice scene. You've got a heron, it looks like, and
Yeah,
yeah,
tricolor
yeah,
ibises.
yeah, and then the ibis.
Again, back to the podcast listeners. I am so sorry that this is really
We may we may have lost
a
some listeners
YouTube
by now.
episode. It's okay. I posted that. This is a little video on Instagram. This
Oh,
little guy
nice.
with a stick,
Yeah.
tricolored herring.
Yeah, I've never seen one of those in the wild.
Oh, they are gorgeous. I saw some rosette spoonbills. Look at this. There's 2 turtles basking
Oh,
and
okay.
at least 30 birds above them in the tree.
Yeah. Uh, nice. Trying to see what
That
those
one's got a
turtles
whole
are.
bunch of moss on him.
Yeah.
It was hard to tell. They were really like dark.
Yeah, it almost looks like a mud turtle with all the moss, and I can't tell.
Oh,
They're kind of little
here's a better
black
picture
lumps.
of a turtle.
Ah, yeah, that's a cooter. Or,
Yeah, they were all over. The ones with the
yeah.
yellow.
Yeah, they're so chunky.
Oh, I can like way zoom in. That's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah, there we
Okay.
go.
Now if I could unzoom in. There's the 2
Nice.
on the... Oh, I already went that way. We're going this way. There's a little head poking out here.
Oh, yeah, that's a yellow belly with that yellow splash on the side of his cheek. It's a little yellow belly, and then it looks like another cooter there. See, I don't. Someone's gonna say that's not a cooter. Don't you know your turtles? No, I don't know my southern turtles.
Well, if anyone would like to chime in, you can
Yeah.
reach us at herptalkradio@gmail.com or on Instagram at herptalkradio. We'd love to get you on and talk about how we're wrong about turtles. Any
Hey,
day.
I admit that I need to learn all that stuff.
We're all always learning, aren't we?
Yeah. Everybody thinks if you're a wildlife biologist,
Man,
you know
those...
everything about every species on the planet, and that is not true. We know more about
you're
how
mostly
to,
focused.
yeah, we know more about how to manage the habitat and then know the specific species of that habitat that we're dealing with. So I'm not much of a southerner when it comes to knowing what's all down there.
There's so much down there, too.
Yeah,
Gosh, these tricolors just got me.
yeah, they
Every
are.
single one I see, and they're all a little different,
Oh, really? Okay.
but they all got the white neck and the
That is,
purple neck, purple and white.
yeah. beautiful.
Yeah, I stalked that one for a long time.
Are they
And
the
a
same?
gator!
Yeah. Are they the same size as our great blue herons here, or smaller?
We have great blues.
Yeah, we have the
Um,
great blue heron.
they're smaller than a great blue.
Okay.
I didn't know we had great
Now
blue
that looks like,
herons.
oh, there it is. Yeah, a little yellow belly. Oh, so cute. Yellow belly slider.
Gator and the birds. Those are egrets.
Oh,
That was a good size gator. That
yeah.
wasn't the biggest one we saw. The biggest one we saw was that one up on the bank with what we
Ah,
thought might have been a turtle on it.
mm-hmm.
But that was a good size gator.
Nice.
And the little babies.
Oh,
Whole bunch
cute.
of turtles.
Boy, they are all covered in moss.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks like a older yellow belly going melanistic.
Yeah, just even the ones swimming just completely caked.
Wow.
Oh man. Again, with the birds in the trees, like there's tricolors, there's blues, there's
Oh,
greats, like everything.
yeah, that's quite the rookery.
This is in a park downtown,
Wow.
like in a
Wow.
neighborhood. Like you pull into a neighborhood to go to this place.
Wow. Yeah, I was in Florida for 2 months back in '85, and boy, it was nice seeing all those rookeries. Just tons of birds and trees. They look like Christmas ornaments in the summer.
Another tricolor herring. I really like those. Those are probably my favorite bird.
Yeah, really nice colors.
No,
Do,
don't
do,
do
do,
that.
do.
I was gonna try to play it. Don't play any videos. It doesn't work. I
Boy,
don't know what that is, but
that is interesting. I'm trying to figure out what it is. It could be a very, very old turtle. Um, yeah, with that yellow of a shell, but then such a melanistic head. I have no idea what that is. Interesting. Huh.
that's a new genetic line we need to test.
Yeah, with white claws. Yeah, it looks like Freddy
Yeah,
Krueger.
super long claws too.
Yeah, that's a male. Yeah, those claws like that indicate male. But yeah, interesting.
And it's, again, like go walk through that.
No.
There's a bird.
Are there any jaguars down there?
Actually, he said no mammals to worry about. The only thing you got to worry about is gators, and they're more scared of you. Down there, anyway.
Wow.
Up there, I guess, because Florida, they'll just come and knock on your door.
Jeez.
Uh,
Now,
they also have like a ton of these little ground birds.
yeah, they look like
Like
what we call
that's a duck.
our mud hens here or whatever. I can't tell what
See,
that is.
that's a gator. I don't know what that is.
Now, are they able to hunt gators? Are they still protected? What's the
Nope,
deal?
you cannot touch a gator in South Carolina, or
Okay.
you go to jail. You
So,
cannot touch them at all.
so they are
Very
doing
protected.
very protected. So they haven't been overwhelmed in numbers of them.
I don't think so.
Okay.
They said they rarely see roadkill gators, but then, like, I saw 3 of them when I was down there,
Oh wow.
and I had to pull one off the road. Like, I moved one off the road so
Mm-hmm.
it could not get eaten, or get eaten by something.
Yeah.
That's another
Yeah.
something.
That looks like one of those herons here.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a tricolor, but
Yeah.
the white neck isn't there.
Well, I wonder if there's a difference between the male and female. Oh, let's see. What's it? Where's his head?
Up,
Oh, there he
up.
is. Yeah, really melanistic head. Uh, yeah, there again. I'll just call it another cooter. Could be a yellow belly. Could be. I have no
That
idea.
one's got the ear.
Oh, okay. Yep, yellow belly then.
They're just like 1, 2, 3.
Wow. Wow. Yeah.
It's all hanging out to bask.
Bunch. Yeah, and then that one has another yellow shell.
Yeah, it does.
Huh.
That's for sure a tricolor.
Hmm.
Clearly, they're my favorite bird if that's the
Yeah.
only bird I took a picture of.
Oh, that's an interesting one.
There's a little something.
Yeah, I can't quite see its
Cardinal.
beak. It looks like a. Yeah, I can't quite tell what it is.
I can't find it now. Oh.
Great
Let's see.
camouflage.
Woodpecker.
So fun.
And this is like, I was taking pictures of these bushes. And
Huh.
like these bushes, there's a boardwalk right here. This is where I was taking all the
Oh,
pictures
okay.
over the water.
Uh-huh.
There's a gator right here swimming.
Wow.
Yeah. But then it's just like you walk around this little pond and
Mm-hmm.
that's the park.
Wow.
It's pretty cool. That's the Cypress wetlands in Port Royal.
Hmm. Boy, the bird life is really amazing.
Yeah, like thousands and thousands. And they were all roosted. They had babies up in there.
Mm.
Like this is clearly a good area for these birds. There's a duck.
Now that looks like one of our mud hens. Yeah, we have quite a number of great blue heron rookeries here, even right in town in Canyon Lake
Huh.
and on just on North Haines. Yeah, just tons and tons of great blue heron nests.
No, man. So then we left Beaufort, and our only stop on the way back was in St. Louis.
Yeah, I thought that was the St. Louis Arch,
Yep. There were
and the
cop
military choppers were coming at you.
military chopters coming at us, a big old boat, like life was great, crossing the bridge.
Kansas City.
And then we stopped at Exotic Arc in
In where?
in St. Louis.
Oh, okay.
And that's a pretty cool little pet store.
Yeah,
I should have done more pet store stops because the pet stores were super fun.
yeah.
Like these are just all spiders. This is
Oh
just their
my.
spider wall.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, I don't.
This has to be. I almost left with this thing. This is a Dion's rat, but it was green on the side. Like this
Oh,
side is
really?
green,
Huh.
not like green tree python green or green tree frog green, but it was green, like green haze, green tint.
Oh, interesting. No, but you're supposed to get the silver snake.
I've got a lot of snakes pegs now. Little 7-minute video that I made for Instagram.
How much is that silver snake?
Gotta get off the video before. How much is what?
That liquid silver snake that was at the bottom of that one photo that I was ooh-eyeing
Oh,
at.
I would say somewhere between 250 and 5. I just
Oh,
rough guess. The ball
uh-huh.
python market is going down though, so
Hmm.
it might be even
And
cheaper than that.
and that snake would get how big?
3.5 to 5.
Oh, so
If it's a
three and
boy,
a half.
even 3.5 to 5 feet. So like a garter snake, but thicker.
Oh, okay.
My
Well,
Google
garter snakes
Photos
don't
aren't
get.
working.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I pulled up like 3.5 footers out.
Yeah,
Big,
yeah,
big, long moms that have been
yeah.
old.
They Yeah, I've the skin that I just found shed out in our yard is about a 3 footer. So yeah,
Yeah, that's pretty much the trip. This
wow.
bouncy thing was super cool.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Must
I
be
bounced on
physically
it
fit.
for about yeah, I bounced on it for like 3 minutes and I was out. And then we
Wow.
got back and here's a nice garter snake
Oh
just
yeah,
chilling.
nice. It looks like the common garter snake.
Yeah. Yep, yep.
Yeah,
That's
Joel
about it.
saw a real red striped garter snake in our yard, and I'm like, darn, and he wasn't holding on to his camera at the time, so because mostly what we have is the reticulated. Duh, duh, duh. Wow, that was quite the
Oh.
trip.
Yeah, no, it definitely was. And,
And
you know,
with
it's like 4,200 miles and we did over 100 hours in the car and
oh God, with 3 kids,
with 3 kids. Yep.
and well, 2 kids and a baby. That's yeah,
Yeah. The baby's the really hard part there.
yeah.
Oh.
So, what place on all those journeys did you like the most?
Anywhere where there's the coast and the humidity's up and there's gators. That's my requirement now. Nope, I've
Um,
seen gators. I've been somewhere where I could literally every morning of my life go and see a gator unless it's way too cold.
okay.
So that's what I want for the next year or two at least. At least. We'll see what comes. I'm not saying we need to live on the coast forever. And Florida's not an option, so
Yeah, why is that?
it's just snake laws.
Oh, okay.
All the bureaucratic stuff. Yeah, I'm good. I'm
Oh,
good. South Carolina's got no snake laws.
wow.
Just
Wow.
like South Dakota.
Oh, I thought South Dakota doesn't have any snake laws. Wow.
Well,
Well, other
lead South Dakota has a length requirement, but that's for the city.
well, well, I know of the ones they do have. Any of the South Dakota native snakes you cannot collect and sell. I know
Yeah,
that. Yeah, any South Dakota
but
wildlife. Yeah,
but that's not like my morph trading. Yeah,
right,
none of my
right.
snakes are really included into that
Yeah,
because they're not native.
right, right. Yeah. So that.
Um,
Yeah, I was talking to Jen about that, and they're trying to um, uh, clarify our turtle laws. That the fishing guide says the turtles that you catch in South Dakota with your fishing license you cannot sell. And
right.
you can only keep 4, and two a day, possession limit of 4. So yeah, it's really interesting that. But then I said, is Game and Fish going to answer the question that if you buy a tortoise or a turtle at PetSmart and your kids no longer want it, you've become really busy, can you resell that turtle? And they go, well, that's what we're trying to, like, you know get clarified, that a turtle that you purchase legally in South Dakota, why can't you sell it when the family has no longer time for it? That's the question that
Right.
we want to get answered. And then I think I'm trying to really push that if someone wants to raise reptiles, of course they have to get a business license and collect sales tax and send in the sales tax. But then what list of reptiles are they going to allow? Is it the same list that PetSmart and Petco can sell? If it's a private entity. So
Yeah.
it's all those kind of things. So that's all in the works.
Oh. Well, I don't have much else for you. I think I got my update done. Do you get
Okay.
everything out you wanted to get out?
Yeah, I think so. Just
Right on.
um, yeah, just busy putting turtles out, taking turtles in at night because the temperatures are dropping to the high 40s to the high 50s, and I don't want the turtles to get pneumonia from 80 degrees during the day and just 40 degrees less at night. It's like, no, they're
That's a big swing.
Yeah, I'm taking them in and then giving them another couple hours underneath the UV lamps, and then it's nights out in town, inside. So yeah, it's frustrating.
Oh, it'll all work out. You've got help.
Yeah,
More so
well,
than like, hang on. Let me just give Patrick, like,
oh yeah,
I give everyone I talk to on that trip, like, amazing props for being like way more than I ever expected anyone to like be, helpful wise,
uh,
talking wise, like inclusive wise. I just
mhm.
didn't expect anyone at all to be as inclusive as they were.
You mean
So
so open to and welcoming and showing you
yeah, and like, hey, here's my pool. Like Patrick, the kids went swimming in his pool in his
wow,
backyard. It's like, here's
nice.
my pool. Let the kids go swim. We'll go do a little interview down in the basement.
Oh,
Okay,
cool,
great. Like
cool.
like Jake Bratz from the Herpetoculture Network. He was like, "Yo, yeah, you can camp at my parents' house." Oh, hey, uh, and then like every time he had to go and like feed his animals or do something, he was like, "Man, I'm so sorry." Like, dude, don't don't even worry about it. We've been camping alone this whole time. Just the fact that we get 1 hour of conversation a day is great. So,
Uh-huh.
you
Well,
know,
well, and
everyone was very warm and very welcoming,
mhm,
and I was actually surprised at how
nice.
open every and welcoming everyone actually was that I came across.
Well, and I've welcomed Patrick to, when you come out to the Black Hills to see Mount Rushmore and all of our wildlife out here, and I can give you a reptile tour. You can camp on the top of our 3 acres, and we have a light pole there with electricity and a water hydrant there. So come and camp. So when
Heck
you
yeah.
move and you want to come back
Heck
and,
yeah.
and for a visit, you've
I'd
got that
rather
campsite too.
I'd rather camp out in a tent than be in a house at this point.
Yeah,
So,
tent or trailers or tent or campers are welcome. Not trailers, nothing permanent, according to our according to our home association.
oh. Well, I think we're gonna roll the cold-blooded caffeine recording that me
Yeah.
and Peggy did while I was down in South Carolina. Um, for Pegs, where can people find you? Just
Yes.
before we click go on this
Yeah.
pre-recording.
For sure. Again, at for my reptiles, Black Hills Turtle Forum on Facebook. I'm
It's
winging
been
out.
3 weeks.
Yeah, and then on Instagram under Detmers Studios, where I show my turtles and my artistic life, and the GoFundMe page that you can find off of here, and in my Instagram page and my Facebook page. So help me with my vet bills so I can release these turtles.
Heck yeah.
Yeah,
Please do. I'm sharing it and spreading the
great.
word on Herp Talk Radio on Instagram. We have a group, Herp Talk
Yeah,
Radio on Facebook. Um, Email address is herptalkradio@gmail.com if you have any input, advice, uh, comments. Also, if any of you are listening on Apple Podcasts, please go down and leave a review. That would be so helpful,
yes.
and the one of the most helpful things you could do. If you're on YouTube, like, comment, share, subscribe. Um, I hope you guys enjoy Herp Talk Radio on the road. We'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.
First episode of, I guess. I'm on the road in summer. Welcome to Herp Talk Radio on the road, which is the first episode of, I guess. I'm on the road in Somerville, North South Carolina. I'm getting bad looks now. With cold-blooded caffeine, and Pegs is here too, which is pretty cool. So, Pegs, do you have any questions? If you
Uh,
hear me
not
out?
yet.
Not
I
yet.
need to hear.
Okay. So what do you guys do? Like I know
Sure.
the name kind of says a little bit that you're cold-blooded caffeine.
We
but,
gave it
like,
away a little bit.
Yeah.
But we are a coffee roaster and distributor. So the cold-blooded caffeine side, we focus on roasting coffee with a wildlife conservation mindset. We take particular care in sourcing our coffee so that they are forest certified, that they're fair trade and organic when possible, to try and make sure that we're doing the best that we can for the environment with the coffee that we bring in. And also part of our mission is to give back to wildlife conservation initiatives within the countries that produce that coffee. So we give back 5% of every
course we
bag
gotta be
sold. So it
having
turns out to
issues
be
right
about
now.
$1 for every bag.
I'm gonna try and get this working right. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Have a issue with my microphone. How's it going, Pegs? You're still around. You're muted too.
We sell back
Oh no, none of this is working right. We'll try again.
for our
Here we are. Okay, guys.
rainforest certified.
I'm gonna try to get out of here and get this going.
To try and make sure that we're doing the best that we can for the environment with the coffee that we bring in. And also part of our mission is to give back to wildlife conservation initiatives within the countries that produce that coffee. So we give back 5% of every bag sold. So it turns out to be about $1 for every bag that we sell back to the Rainforest Alliance for our branded coffee, and then also to USARC for any of our affiliate partners' coffee that we partner with in the reptile world.
Nice.
Yeah.
And they have good coffee.
And we didn't bribe him at all. That's he's not drinking the coffee that we just.
Little something special there for you. It's okay.
No Kahlua put in it, just to have fun.
Not yet. We're waiting for after 12.
I was about to say,
it
that's
is
already
after
12. Look
12.
at that.
Kelly can drive you.
That's right. You have a designated driver.
That's right.
So
Yeah, well, that sounds good. So one can go online and purchase the coffee, I am assuming.
Yes, this is true. So we have all of our signature brands online, along with several of our affiliates that you can go on our website, coldbloodedcaffeine.com, and you can see a lot about us, the story of how we started the business, in addition to all of the coffee that we offer.
And we do ship
Great.
to all 50 states.
Yeah.
We're missing one.
We're missing one
So if you have
state.
anybody in Delaware,
So
that-
we
that is
actually
listening,
just ran the numbers like 2 weeks
2 weeks
ago,
ago.
just out of pure curiosity to see where we have shipped, and we were down to 3 states. It was
Oh.
Wisconsin,
no,
Wyoming. Rhode Island, and Delaware.
Yeah.
I
And
was
now-
gonna get you
South
guys
Dakota beat out Wyoming. Yay.
Yeah.
We got Wyoming,
and we got Rhode
Island.
Island. So any
Yeah.
Delaware listeners out there,
Delaware doesn't exist.
Delaware.
Not to ostracise any future customers. It did take me a hot minute to find it on the,
Yeah,
on the map.
The problem is I've never met anyone from there, and it's
Yeah.
on the map. But like they,
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Now everywhere I go, I ask people like, "Hey, how you doing? Where you from? You know anybody in Delaware?" Like, it's like, "Oh, why do you ask?" I was like, "Don't worry about it if you don't know anybody."
Oh, cool.
One
Cool.
state we haven't shipped to, but yes,
But yeah.
but yes, you can find everything that we offer on the website. And like Trey said, we ship everywhere. So
and locally you guys do a lot of local stuff too, right?
yeah. So locally, we acquired a distribution delivery business at the end of last year that we've been running successfully since the end of December. And this was a business that we thought would be a good complement to our business because they are really just working with other distributors to get coffee and accessories in, but they didn't have anything specialized or any, personally branded coffee or anything. So we thought it would be advantageous to us to not only take over this business and continue the delivery route that they were servicing and the customers they were servicing and even the products that they were servicing. So on our distribution business, whatever a business is looking for, we'll provide, whether it is Green Mountain K-Cups or Folgers drip coffee or Splenda sugar packs, sweet and low, regular sugar, creamers, pretty much whatever. But the advantage we have is we can also now offer our brands to these customers as well. So we've been slowly introducing our brand in the form of pods and in the form of drip coffee to our local customers as well. So that has really gone well.
And it's opened up some opportunities for some fun conversations around the reptiles as well. So we've been on a couple of radio stations where we were able to bring in some of our ambassador animals. We've been to some cool events, like some charity events. We went to an event at like a garden. It's called Cypress Gardens. It's like a boardwalk garden area that's in the Charleston area that does a lot with reptile and amphibian conservation as well. So we've been able to kind of cross those boundaries with the coffee and the reptiles locally, as well as doing it on a national scale with the e-commerce side of the business.
Nice. So Joe and I like smooth, chocolatey roasts. So which one of your roasts would you recommend for that type of palate?
I mean, I'm pretty smooth and chocolatey myself, but I assume you're talking about coffee.
We don't ship you,
so we can't ship me. So all right.
We can throw you in a pickup. Go ride.
I would say start with our Rainforest blend. That's our house medium. So it's got a blend. It's a blend of Honduran and Colombian and Brazilian coffee. So the Honduran and the Colombian, those Central and South America coffees, are known for their chocolatey base. And then that Brazil is going to bring in some of the earth tones that you would expect with that roasty flavor. So I would start with that medium roast. If you want something a little bit with more punch to it, the step up is our nocturnal roast. It's a little darker roast. And it also has that same Colombian and that same Brazil in it, but it throws in a Sumatran, which really takes the heat well, and it's going to let you carry that over to that darker roast without getting burnt flavors to it.
Oh, cool. Okay.
I typically like the Starbucks Sumatran is one of my favorites, and then I do like the green. What I have with me is the Green Mountain Dark Magic.
Yep.
So that's kind of my style.
The nocturnal roast would be our equivalent to that.
To the dark magic.
To that dark magic, yeah. So and we do have K-cups available. So if you do like the convenience of I can't call them K-cups, they're pods. We do have a pod alternative available with all three of our house coffees: the Cloud Forest, which is our light, the Rainforest, which is the medium, and the Nocturnal, which is the dark roast. We have all of those available in ground, whole bean, and pods. And our pods are eco-friendly, 100% compostable pods. They are individually sealed in nitrogen-sealed bags. And we have to do that because the bottoms of the pods are actually filtered. They're not that plastic that most other pods come with. So we seal them in compostable little bags for freshness, because if they were just those flat, the filter bottoms, they would stale really quickly, but they actually last like a full year before they are. The best by date is like a full year out. And so they're really nice alternative. Like I said, 100% compostable from the lid to the ring that holds it all together. Everything is compostable. So
Nice.
to give those a try if you like the convenience of the pods.
Yeah. And they're on the website.
They're on the
Well.
website. Yep,
So
everything's
you
on
can
the
order
website.
those as well.
So now, who are your ambassadors? Who are your ambassador animals that you bring around when you're interviewed about your business
Yeah. So we take, depending on this scenario. So like if we go to trade shows within a reasonable travel distance, we'll usually take 3 animals. The one that we take with us pretty much everywhere is Big Mama. She's a redfoot tortoise. She's about 20-year-old adult female redfoot tortoise, and she's really nice because she's approachable. I think starting off with tortoises and turtles, people are a little bit more willing to approach them instead of bringing out a big retic or something, right off the bat.
We've discussed that a lot on our podcast because she's turtles.
Yeah.
So
we do bring snakes depending on the situation and the crowd that we're going to be talking to. We'll decide on which animal to bring. Most of the time, I've got an adult female, a 12-year-old adult female hunter and milk snake, and then she's about 6 foot long, but she's small, slender bodied. So people tend to, and she's a bicolor, so she's just the black and white. So people really enjoy her color pattern. We can talk about mimicry and things like that, but also give them a decent sized snake to look at and hold. One that's, she's 12 years old. She's never once tried to even close to bite me, and I've had her most of her life. So we'll bring her around. We also have a frilled dragon who's looking at us right here to the side because he wants some mealworms. He's the only animal that we have in the facility right now. We're slowly filling in our facility with some animals, but he's a 75% Australian, 25% Papuan frill dragon that we'll bring around for the lizard people. And what else? Every once in a while, depending on the situation, I'm big into large colubrids. That's mostly what I keep in my personal collection. So I'll bring out one of our false water cobras or something, depending on the crowd. I've got a probably 8-foot female false water cobra that's pretty impressive, and she's a puppy dog. So I'll bring her out. But I'm pretty particular about the situations that she comes out. But those are the three. Usually one snake, one lizard, one tortoise, and we always start with the tortoise.
Cool. Nice.
one thing I noticed being here, Peggy, that I really appreciate is everything here is done by these two. So every bag of coffee is touched. I've been back behind the wall, and every bag of coffee is labeled and touched by one of these two guys right here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we do everything. The only thing that we do not do in-house is the packaging of the pods, because we don't have the equipment to do that. Everything else, if you have bought a bag of coffee from us, I roasted it. If you bought a bag of coffee from us, either McKendrick or I labeled it, put the label on it.
Grind. If you bought it ground, we went put it through the grinder. Yeah,
everything is out of this building. So
nice.
And
That's what's nice about small business. You know, it's the quality control is more there by the people who really care about it.
Yeah, we absolutely care about giving everyone a quality product, because I think that from our experience, we've done a lot of trade shows over the past year and a half since we've started the business, and the number of people that have said that this is their first experience with, quote, specialty coffee. I want to make sure that that's an experience that they're going to appreciate and they're going to carry forward, because there are a lot of different degrees of coffee, and there's no right or wrong way to make coffee, but there is what I would consider a better grade of coffee, both from a sourcing and a processing and a manufacture process, right, all the way through. And so I want to make sure that every person that gets a bag of our coffee enjoys it and craves that going forward instead of what they have, mostly to make sure that we're doing the right thing with the sourcing and ethics of coffee, because there's good ways and there's bad ways that you can make coffee, and we make sure that we do it the right way, and we want to make sure that we're passing that along to the consumer.
Cool. So now, how many? I'm trying to get the lighting here. I keep getting all these hot spots. When you go to the trade shows, you're selling your coffee. Are you reptile breeders too? Maybe selling some get, or it's all about the presentation?
Yeah, we started out doing both. So our first public show, we did a couple of trial shows before, but our first main show was Tinley Park in 2022.
This is 23.
Last March.
March
Last
of last year.
And so we were on the main display floor. We did bags of coffee, we did brewed coffee, and we had reptiles for sale. So I breed reptiles. McKendrick doesn't. He used to keep some stuff.
Yeah.
But I have not bred the last year and a half because everything with the coffee and everything running the business. I made the conscious decision not to put my animals together. But before that, I was breeding and doing the coffee. And so I did have some animals at that first show. After that, though, we've separated the breeding from the coffee side. So I do still have part ownership in a company that breeds. I have a business partner, and we do that separately. But I don't cross them over into the coffee, mostly because when we do trade shows for coffee, we're doing Tinley Park, we're doing Arlington, we're doing St. Louis. We have to do high volume shows just because we're selling $5 cups of coffee. So we have to have shows that bring in a lot of people through the door. Those shows are between 14 and 17 hours away from us, and we have to drive with all of our coffee equipment. So I don't like taking my animals to those shows. So we made the conscious decision to separate that because we're talking about we're leaving on a Thursday and getting back on a late Monday night. Those animals were going to be in their display containers or in transportation containers for 5 days. And that's not to say that people shouldn't, like, I understand people do that, but we had to concentrate on the coffee and had to concentrate on transporting the coffee and our equipment. We couldn't put as much attention to the animals that they needed to have. So that's why we decided to separate those out. We do a couple of local shows. We have one in Charleston coming out at the end of July, and we will split the table with my breeding company. So we'll have Cold-Blooded Caffeine on one side, Holy City Reptiles on the other side, and we'll do a show together. But those are only local shows within a couple of hours of Charleston.
Okay. Charleston.
Charleston. Sorry, you're gonna get stuck with my accent. I'm sorry.
Charleston.
Okay.
One thing that I've noticed from listening to you guys and watching you guys is there's always good pieces of business wisdom in every episode of what you guys are talking about. Maybe not specifically your guys' podcast because that's coffee based, but just like overall when you were on THN, like it wasn't a reptile episode, but if you needed a business episode on how to do a business lesson, like what good decisions on business. So I really appreciate that you guys have done this and built this up, and that adds more people to the I'm screwing it all up, man.
We get it.
I mean, our background, I think, is one of the things that has really helped us as well. Like we came from manufacturing, so we've been talking about just processes and quality control, like that. Those are terms that are very familiar to us, right? Work instructions, having consistency in what you do, measuring your outputs, measuring your input. So those are things that are very familiar, especially coming from the manufacturing environment, which is where we both work. And then the skill set of, Trey doing a lot of customer service and order management, and me doing like supply chain and logistics really helped us, just build the business up and put the right level of thought and action into everything that we do. Even when it came to we did an episode on the contractors and how we had to reach out to them. And just different things that we've had to do to help make us successful. I think our background has really helped a lot with, developing that business acumen that allowed us to really be where we are today.
And I think I want to share that with other people because I want other people to not be scared to start a business or to reach out, because that was always a goal of mine. And this is our full-time job. This is what we do to support our families, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life and run a successful business. And I want to encourage other people to follow that dream and follow that passion. But I also want to make sure that people have realistic expectations of what running a business is. I want to make sure that they have all the tools and resources that they can have to be successful, that they go in with the right mindset, that they go in with we're going in with a P&L, and we're not going in just flying off the seat of our pants. And if you're a business owner and you don't know what a P&L is, let's take a step back and maybe you should Google that and double check, because I mean it's vitally important to know what your metrics are, to understand the obstacles that could come and be prepared for those. Because if you go in with a budget, you probably should double it, right? If you're going to start a business with a budget, double it. That's what you're actually going to spend. Because I mean, some of the hurdles that we've had to overcome in the past year or two, they're not that bad. Like there's not been a catastrophe. There's not been a fire. There's not been a water damage. There's not been anything outside of our control. But it's just been these one-offs, one after the other, of things that you just didn't budget for, and it's just continuing costs coming one after another. So.
No, that's kind of where I was going with that. Was it's nice to have the businessy people in, and actually it's not all about reptiles with you guys. It's there's that business acumen that you guys have that comes out in the podcasts, and it comes out on other people's shows, and it's always there. And I greatly appreciate listening to it, and I'm thankful for you guys here. That's why I was hoping to stop by.
Yeah, well, we're glad you're here. Glad we can do the interview. And glad to always impart, whatever wisdom, if that's what it is, on anyone that is trying to start a business or just interested in coffee or reptiles. So
it's not even about just coffee and reptiles. Yeah, it's about being a community and coming together and seeing how other people do things, and seeing how people do things well, and the struggles that people have, because we definitely support and appreciate everything that the reptile and animal industry has given us, because we're definitely a side piece to the main part of the industry, right? We're not breeding reptiles for our livelihoods, right, but we're supplementing it, and I want to encourage other people to find those niches and to find something unique that will set them apart and help them, be successful in whatever they want to do.
Yeah. And I, having been a scientist and now an artist, I keep telling people, they want me to come and speak, like, how do you become a successful artist? I go, get another degree, because that's what you're going to do. And, and do your artwork on the side, because very, very, very few artists aren't struggling. And some of the really well-known names that I found out when I was showing internationally you had to be juried into these international art shows. Like 60 of us worldwide were selected at this wildlife art show. And then some of the biggest names that I would buy their books to add some techniques into my oil painting, to hear that they were struggling financially, it's like, okay, I got to remain a scientist, on the side, because I don't want to live like that and only have one basket where I'm, all the eggs in one basket, so to speak. And so to manage, my science degree was mostly like, I don't have to be the manager. I'm usually working for somebody else that's, managing the lab or managing this or managing that. And then I can manage my own art business on the side. But then I wasn't managing, except when I had big projects. I would hire a project manager, because I knew I had to concentrate on the creative. I needed somebody like you guys to come in there and keep my product coming. The mold making materials, the clay, get the resizing crew in at this time according to my production schedule. And that's the one thing that so many small business people don't really realize that they need, is you've got to have that manager mindset. And if the owners don't, by God, hire somebody that does, because that will take down, any business, is not managing that flow. And so, hearing you guys talk, it's like, you got it down, you know what has to be there. To get your, to make sure you're not waiting for product to come in. So make your product, and that is so vital.
And I think you made a good point there, Peggy, as well, to say that don't rely on a single revenue stream, right? You can't, don't put your eggs all in one basket. We purposefully acquired that distribution company. I mean, one, I think it was a great complement to our business, but two, it's cash flow, right? It might not be glorious, but it pays the bills. And I mean, this, we have a facility, we have rent, we have internet, we have all the things that you come to expect from running a business, and starting to grow a coffee roasting facility. Orders coming through the website aren't always consistent, right? You can't always rely on e-commerce and people placing one-off coffee orders to pay the bills in this facility. And so having different revenue streams is really important when you're trying to run a business full time. Having access to additional funds, generating cash flow, whether it's, I mean, for us, we're developing some products as well that are going to help. That's another revenue stream, coffee related products. So that's another revenue stream on top of the roasting, on top of the distribution. It's just really important to make sure that you don't put all those eggs in one basket.
And that's what I see in the reptile world, myself just being a new entrant. I mean, I always kept, pet turtles, every now and then a pet snake, but it's from what in getting to know all the breeders, I see that they also have different revenue streams. They're selling, the T-shirts, selling, the merch, so to speak. And you need that. Every small business, whether you're, a pet store, a pet breeder, you have to have that income flow to keep all the steps of your business, fluid is a good term for it.
Exactly right.
Yep, exactly right.
Well, do you have any other questions, Pegs? I can't see the time, but I feel like we're coming up on 26.
Yeah, it's I didn't keep track of when we started, but yeah,
It's 27. Yeah.
There it is. Yes. Yeah.
I don't think.
Yeah, I'm excited to go to the website and see the coffee, and I'm a co-owner, a member of a organic food co-op, and we members can always ask for products to be put on the floor, and so we're always product testers, as far as bringing in new product that either our families need because of certain allergies, or if it's just taste desire. Let's bring in this company, this product, and so I'm anxious to try your product also for expanding it into our organic food co-op line.
Excellent.
Awesome.
That sounds great.
Great.
Well, I'm going to ask my normal 3 podcast questions because I think they're great questions. And so I'll start with you since you're the keeper.
Okay. Go ahead.
It's been a few weeks. If you could keep anything, you have to breed it and you have to be producing it. There's no size requirements, no space limits. Extinct, not extinct, whatever you want, you have to keep a breeding colony of it. What would you keep?
I would probably, so I keep currently, I think I mentioned mostly large colubrids. My absolute favorite animal that I keep are Chinese king rats, and I think I would choose those.
Okay.
I think I would choose a group of Chinese king rats. I don't think I could ever live without them.
Fair. You're not really a keeper over there.
No, not really. So my answer would be women.
Okay. Fair enough.
Why was that? I feel like I already know
We're going to go downhill at some point.
We made it 27.
We made it.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
I was expecting that answer. I think I already know you.
If you had any advice for someone, usually I say getting into reptiles, but we'll go business oriented so McKendrick can be in on this.
Sure.
Or reptile related. What new advice would you give?
I think it's the same. I think it's the same either way. I think it's do it, but make sure that you have a plan. Like I encourage obviously I keep reptiles and I own a business. With keeping reptiles, it is your personal decision on what animals you keep, and as long as you've researched it correctly, that is perfectly acceptable to me, and you take responsibility for those animals. It's the same thing with running a business. I encourage everyone that if you have even the inkling of running a business, do it. But go in with a plan, go in with a mindset that you're going to encounter obstacles and you're going to overcome them.
Yeah. And I mean, I agree. Like, make the plan, work the plan is one of the things that I always say. Like, I mean, if you don't have a plan, then it's really just a dream. And for me, it's about, putting action steps behind your passion. And I would definitely say, make sure you're doing something that you're passionate about, because that is what will keep you in it and keep you motivated to keep going. And make sure that it is truly your dream. A lot of times people see things and it becomes like the next hot thing on the street or in the industry, and you just want to follow it. But if it's not your passion, at some point it's going to fade away pretty quickly. So make sure you're doing something that you're really passionate about, and then, wake up from that dream, make the plan, work the plan. That's what I would say. That would be my advice.
And the third and final one, do you have kids?
I do.
Okay. Do you have kids?
I do.
Oh, perfect. If you could have any creature power from Wildcrafts, what would your creature power be?
Gosh.
Uh-oh, let me think about this one.
Oh, I don't know. I zone out through those shows.
It doesn't have to be from Wildcrafts,
No.
but any creature power. I just stole it from Wildcrafts.
Flying probably.
Okay.
I think flying would be, that's lame, but it's sorry.
They kind of breathing underwater, and
I thought underwater. I thought that's a good option, but I don't know. It doesn't seem as practical as flying.
yeah, flying would be practical.
Chameleon, man.
Oh, a chameleon.
Yeah.
A chameleon.
Yeah, I want to be able to just switch it up
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Camouflage all
for my own personal reasons. Sip.
Well, thanks guys for inviting me. Well, letting me come in.
Oh, yeah, no problem,
You
man.
didn't just text me and say, "Hey, come down from South Dakota anytime."
South Dakota, South Carolina,
Yeah,
right
yeah,
next to each other.
South.
Southeast, South
Yes,
Sea.
that's the
Yeah,
right there. Yeah.
Is that close to
Hey, we do
Delaware?
have
All right. I'm still trying.
Oh,
okay.
I'll keep going this.
Well,
then.
thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Appreciate it.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. If you've made it this far, you're a real trooper. I am headed to bed. I'm gonna upload this. Get going. If you guys want to reach out, Instagram, Herp Talk Radio. We have a Facebook group. Herp Talk Radio on Facebook. We also, Peggy has a GoFundMe for these turtles earlier back in the episode. There's a link. I'll put the link in the description when I get done posting all of this. Other than that, you guys have a good night. We'll catch you next time. Hopefully next Wednesday.